Hey guys, Jeff here, and today's video is a little bit different. You see, within the past month, we lost my grandpa. My grandpa and my grandma were basically the one who raised me for many reasons, and we actually lost grandma back in last November. So recently, my siblings and I have had the opportunity to go through grandma and grandpa's things. These were the locks that I found. Now, some of these are pretty interesting. These two right here in the middle are the Schlage wafer locks. I've seen people talk about them, and both of these have all the parts. Not the key, but all the parts. Beyond that, we've got some pretty standard pin tumblers. But I haven't quite decided how I'm going to approach these yet. Some of you might know that a lot of times I like to break down locks like this and only keep the part that actually has the working lock part, not worried so much about the door mechanism. But being these pieces with the memories and who they're connected with, I haven't decided yet, especially when I look at ones like this deadbolt. It's a through bolt, and the thumb turn works perfectly, but this core seems to be out of whack, so I feel like I should take it apart and try to get it to work properly. But I don't know. It's hard to know when you've got memories associated with these types of things. A special piece, not something I would normally have in, is this puzzle, this lunatic lock. Somehow, in manipulating the shackle and this bolt, you should be able to get it all to come apart. I do not currently know how to do it, but my grandpa loved puzzles, and I love locks. Between the two of those, that's going to make this one an extra special part of my collection. Quite frankly, I'm probably going to look it up at some point to figure out how to solve it. But that one's going to be special. Something else that surprised me was this old lever lock in Grandpa's collection. They never had any locks like this on their house. But he had it in his collection, and separately from it was this old skeleton key. Now, this key, let's see if he's going to do it right this time, allows the bolt to move, but it doesn't move it quite far enough. I don't think it's the right key because, watch this, I can still push this back in. At any rate, with these two together, hopefully this will get me doing some more work on my lever locks. I like the fact that it has that window there for seeing what you're doing when you start manipulating it too. Grandpa also had several padlocks from his time as a mechanic. Not necessarily anything special. A master lock number 3. Some nice bitting. Now, I haven't tried picking these yet. What do I have here? Master lock. It won't focus. But this one's a master lock number 8. Don't think I have one quite like this in my collection. Looks like 3 or 4 pins. Small number 7 that he painted, and well, this one to 4 pins. Works nice. I will have a pick at these at some point because early on in my picking career, Grandpa was one that I was telling about my love of picking. And quite honestly, it was because he and Grandma at one point had a book on locksmithing in their vast library of books. Sadly, that one wasn't there when we started going through their books recently. But I let Grandpa know that it was because of that book of his that I got into lockpicking. So he pulled these out early on to see if I could pick them. An interesting one for me here is this guy. It's made in China. Looks almost like a regular pin tumbler, but this wafer at the front moves around, and it has this key that makes me think it's a warded lock. Now, works well with the key. This is the only one that I've tried anything in yet, because I tried my warded lock picks. I can't get it. So I'm going to have some more fun figuring out what to do on this guy. I've also got a gun lock that was just hanging on its pegboard. I find that usually gun locks are almost sad in how easy they pick, so I'm definitely going to have a go at this one later. And then lastly, we had some padlocks. Now, 2 of them, Grandpa was kind enough to have the combination on, but this Sears padlock just works as smooth as can be. This one he showed me back before when we were talking about locks, because this, how do you say it? Gaugler keyless locks is really interesting because of the fact that this faceplate, these numbers don't mean a whole lot, but it's all about counting the clicks. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it opens. Now, only this one has the combination. These other 2 do not. I found out from my uncle, who has been handling a lot of this estate stuff, that